Hello again. It's book club time. I'm C.M. Vasquez, author of The Birdcage Society Falling, the first in an ongoing psychological mystery series available on Amazon. Today, I am going to be recapping and giving my impressions of Chapter 23 of Darkly Dreaming Dexter. If this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I have an online book club where I'm reading the entire Dexter series and giving my impressions of each chapter in each video. I do have a YouTube channel with a full playlist of videos in order for chapters 1 through 22, and my tag is at CM Vasquez. So follow along, give me your own impressions in the comments, and we'll have fun with it. This chapter starts off with Deb questioning Dexter after she led the greasy-haired man out of the room. She's anxious and pretty much shouts, "Tell me that wasn't you." Dexter says nothing in response, which causes Deb to shout some more. Dexter mumbles that he isn't sure and starts to explain that he's been having dreams. I wondered at this point why Dexter didn't just immediately tell Deb that he's not the man in the image. Even if he's not sure, it's not like the lie would really matter in the end if it does turn out to be a lie. And if it doesn't, then Deb is more suspicious of him than ever now. She already knows there's something off about him. And the question also occurred to me during this point in the chapter whether Deb would have Dexter's back or whether she'd turn him in. After Deb lets out a series of curses and takes out her frustration on a nearby chair, she says the phrase, "All right, it's like this." Both she and Dexter realize that their father just came out of her. And in that endearing moment, I hoped the next words out of her mouth would be in favor of Dexter, like some kind of symmetry between her and her father. Deb gets emotional, keeps saying, "You're my brother, Dex," but ultimately decides that she'll turn him in. Because that's what she thinks Harry would do. And since she lives her life by WWDD, what would Dad do? There's no other choice. Little does she know, of course. But thankfully, she decides to give Dexter a chance to defend himself. He's to look over the footage and determine if potentially being there is relevant to the case. So basically either explain why he was there or come up with an alibi. Dexter copies the footage onto a CD-ROM and wipes the hard drive. And on the way home, gives being the killer some serious thought. He thinks it's impossible that he could be sleep murdering, but he would very much rather be awake during. He quickly discards the idea that he could have thrown the head at his own car, and thinks the notion is absolutely ridiculous. I had a similar reaction to that a couple chapters ago. When he gets home, he plays a Philip Glass CD, and for those of you who don't know, I had to look this up as well. Philip Glass is a composer and pianist. Dexter puts the copied disc in the computer and tries everything he can to clear up the resolution in the image. He fails miserably, and I laughed at this part because he commended himself for acting like a normal person in pursuit of the clear image. And being no further along in proving that he was not the man, Dexter gives up and resigns himself to Deb's decision. He says he's guilty, one way or the other, and makes light of it by joking that maybe they'll put him in a cell right next to Mikhail, where he can teach Dexter the rat dance he did for the crowds at the arena. The chapter ends with Dexter falling asleep. And no wonder Dexter believes he isn't human. A normal person would be anxious and paranoid, but not Dexter. He sleeps like a baby. Join me next time for Chapter 24. Bye.